Okay, we're here at Downsview Park at the DMCC race-off in Canada. We're going to be talking to some professional drivers to see how RC racing corresponds to drift driving. Let's go check out the action. Okay, we're here with Matt Walden from Team Tuner Icons.
Right.
Now let's talk about tires. How important are tires in drifting?
The tire selection, mainly the size and the compound, is very important. I mean, it has a lot to do with the traction. You know, the tires on the front of the car have to stick. The tires on the rear of the car have to stick too, but you have to overdrive the tires. So typically you're looking at a compound like this, which is a sports car tire, and that's generally what most people use. And you know, you adjust your size according to the weight of the car and how hard you're throwing it in.
Now, is there a real big difference between air pressure in the front and rear depending on the car you're driving?
It's really basically about the course setup. You know, if it's a real technical course, you'll run real low pressure in the back, you know, and real low pressure in the front. If it's a high speed course, typically I run low pressure in the front all the time, and maybe the higher speed, since it requires a little more horsepower to turn these things, you know, run a little bit more air in it.
Now I'm looking at the tires and I see a scuff tire back here. Is that traditionally what you would run compared to like a brand new tire?
We usually start out with what we call stickers in the industry, which are brand new tires, and that, you know, when you start out with that, usually scuff them in a little bit, and then then you're good to go.
And now how long usually will they last? How many runs on the courses will you get out of them?
That again depends on the course and the kind of pavement we're on. Today we're on concrete, and you know, we haven't done a tire change all day.
Oh, wow. We're here today with Nadeau.
Hey.
Carl, nice to meet you. Professional race car driver and a drifting driver.
Yep.
BF Goodrich drifting team. What I want to know about these type of setups, let's go down and look at the car here. How important is the setup for your shocks, your springs, and how the tires contact the road?
Basically, like I would say 80% of the job is there in just suspension adjustment. Yes, we need power. Yes, we need a lot of things in a race car, but suspension is the key in drifting. There's one thing that you'll never see in any other form of motor racing, or close to no other form. We need more steering angle, because since we're going sideways, the more you can turn your wheels, the more sideways you can run. And in some case where you want to slow down, you really need the added angle.
What do you look at first when you're going to the corners? What can you change right away?
One of the first things we do when we install like this one, it's an STD coilover. The first thing we do is adjust the ride height. Since we're trying to turn the wheels more and we're driving differently than other forms of motor racing, we have to pay attention of the angle of the tie rods. The more straight it is and the more straight your tables are, the better it's going to be for suspension travel.
Oh, okay. So this way that you want as much rubber on the road as possible all the time.
Yeah, especially when you're full lock with the steering.
RC drivers, once they do the setups, they come into this and they find it's easy.
And it's usually those guys can become the best chiefs mechanic for a reason that's really simple. They're used to be in the pits looking at the car driving. So they know, oh, the car's doing this, that, oh, let's go in that direction. So they have an eye that the average people doesn't have.
Doesn't have, because when you're in the car, you don't see it.
No, in the car, yeah, a good driver has feeling, so you can communicate the feeling. But when your chief mechanic has the knowledge of the guys that are really playing seriously with RC cars, the communication is easier. So if you talk about sway bar, you talk about spring, you talk about, the guy understands right away.
Right away what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So there you go, all you RC guys. You're going to get a hold of them. You're going to get a job as the chief mechanic.
Yeah. Call me.
Okay, Carl, thanks a lot. It was a great day meeting you. So there you go, RCers. Work hard. Get into some drifting. Take care. Drifting is sure an interesting way to compete. Can't afford the full scale? Why don't you get into some RC drifting? That's coming up later on in the show. Next, we're going to be taking a look at a Corsair.